Ciao, first graders, ciao. That is how you say hello in Italian in the country of Italy. So ciao. Today, in this video, we are going to take a quick look at the directions for the 3 pages that I would like you to complete to practice telling time to the hour and the half hour. You might say, we've been doing this for several days. Why do we have to do it one more day? And the reason is because practice makes progress, and telling time is a skill you will use many times a day. So we want to get really good at it and really quick. So I asked you to print out 3 pages, 3 links that are in your lesson plan. So please make sure you have those printed out. They are in order: the telling time sheet, the telling time to the half hour, I think I called it in your link, drawing hands to the half hour, and then the last page is writing the time to the half hour. So let's get ourselves organized and put the papers in the same order that I'm going to show them to you. So telling time on top, drawing hands to the half hour second, and writing the time to the half hour on the bottom. So as I'm going through the directions, I will do the first problem as an example on every page, like we always do. If you need to pause to complete the work on your own and then press play, that would be great. I'm going to move along a little bit more quickly just so that the video isn't too long. So first, make sure you write your name and number at the top of the telling time page. And then the directions say, write the time shown. So all we have to do is write the time. So circle write. And so we'll do the first one together. I said number 1, it's actually letter A. So when we are telling time, which hand do you think you should look at first, the hour or the minute? Well, usually we want to look at the hour because that's what we're going to write first. So the shorter hand is the hour, the longer hand is the minute. The shorter hand, it's not pointing to a number. It's in between the 5 and the 6. So we always write what hour is it on, or what was the last hour it was on. So it hasn't gotten to 6 yet. The last hour it was on was 5. So you're going to write 5 and use the writing line. 5 is a tall number. 5 and then the colon, dot, dot. And then how many minutes after 5? Well, if you don't remember what the 6 equals, then just count by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. The minute hand is on the 6, which is 30 minutes after 5. Make your 3 and your 0 and 30 nice and neat. Okay, so you're going to follow the same thinking to answer the rest of the times on the page. Sometimes it's going to be half hour, sometimes it's going to be hour, with 0 minutes after the hour. Okay, make it super neat so that I can interpret and translate your work easily. All right, so let's put that aside for a second and talk about how to do the second page. I think in your link, I titled it Drawing the Hands to the Half Hour. The title on the page is Telling Time to the Half Hour. First, write your name and number on the name line. Read the directions. Put the clock hands on the clocks to show the correct time. So they're going to give you the time. You have to draw the hands. So what are you doing? You're putting the clock hands on the clock. So I'm trying to do this with one hand because the other hand is holding the camera, so I had to hold it down. Thank you for your patience. All right, so when you're drawing hands, there's a couple of important things to remember. The first is the size of the hands, and the second is the position of the hands. Last week, you did an activity where you drew the hands for time to the hour. This page is all times to the half hour that you're drawing. Most of you last week did a really nice job of making sure that the minute hand went right to the number and the hour hand was only halfway from the center to the number. But a couple of you were not as careful as I would have liked. So today, let's make progress and learn about that by making sure your hour hand only goes from the center of the clock halfway towards the numbers. So the first time we're going to tell is 3:30. 30 minutes after 3. Okay? So perhaps the easy part is the 30 minutes because we know 30 minutes is when the big hand is on the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. When the big hand is on the 6. So since that's the easy part, let's make the big hand, the minute hand, go all the way down and touch the 6. That's 30 minutes. Now the hour is 3. Do not put that hour hand on the 3. That is not how we show 3:30. 3:30 is half past 3. It's halfway. The minute hand is halfway around the clock. That means the hour hand has to be halfway past 3 towards the 4. Halfway between the 3 and the 4. If you draw that hour hand pointing to the hour that's shown when it's half past the hour, you will be wrong, and I don't want to have to do this, but I would ask you to fix it to learn from your mistake. So do not draw the hour hand pointing towards the 3. It has to be pointing towards halfway, but it can, not only is it halfway between the 3 and 4, it's halfway from the point to the number, so somewhere around here. I always like to kind of sketch out where I'm going to put my arrow part before I draw the line. So this arrow is halfway between the 3 and the 4, and it's about halfway between the center and the numbers. So now that looks good. So now extend it back like that, and then maybe just tidy it up so it looks like an arrow. Okay. So you're going to follow the same process to show 7:30, 10:30, 4:30, 1:30, and 9:30. And the way to do that, I would suggest doing the minute hand first, then figure out where the hour hand should be, and don't make the hour hand, it does not point to these numbers. It's halfway between those numbers and the next number. Then the bottom of the page, there are some new directions. It says, look at the clocks, print the time in digital form underneath. So you're going to circle the word print and digital. So here, the minute hand's on the 6. So we know that the minutes are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. The hour hand is between the 1 and the 2. It's halfway between the 1 and the 2. It's half past 1. The last hour that the hour hand was on was the 1, so it's 1:30. So please follow those directions to solve this clock and this clock. Okay, then the last page, and this is the only page you're going to send in to us. The last page is going to be, I'm looking where the name, there's no name line, so we're just going to write our name at the top of the page. And the directions are to write the time shown on each clock to tell about Lee's day. So we're just going to write the time. So it says Lee wakes up at blank. Look at the clock. The minute hand is on the 6. We know that's 30 minutes. So you can do the 30 part. That's easy. The hour part, well, the hour is here. It's not pointing to any number. It's halfway between the 6 and the 7. So what time would you say? What's the last hour it was on? It hasn't gotten to 7 yet. It was on the 6. So it's 6:30. I'm going to use a different pencil. That pencil's naughty. All right, 6:30. Okay? So like I said, when you're done, follow the same process to answer the other 7 times on this sheet. And then today, just send in just this one page. But do all 3, because practice makes progress. And we will collect the other papers. I think towards the end of May or early June, there will be a time, we're expecting there'll be a time when you can hand in all the work that you've been doing during homeschooling. All right, so thank you very much for watching this video and working slowly and carefully. Remember to check your work, because slow and steady wins the race. Going too fast can be a big disgrace. All right. In Italian, the way you say goodbye, there's actually 2 ways. One way is similar again to Spanish. In Spanish, you say adios. In Italian, you can say addio without the S at the end, addio. Or you can say arrivederci. Arrivederci. You say that? Arrivederci. All right, but I'll just say addio. Addio?